live session. So thank you for joining us all the way from beautiful Auckland, New Zealand. So I have two special ladies here, and I am going to say Kia ora. So welcome to another live chat session brought to you specifically by dailystraits.com. So our guest today is someone we have featured before, Equal Exes founder Bridgette Jackson, a leading divorce coach and settlement strategist in Auckland, New Zealand, and her very good friend, Miss Brigette Arnold from Cambridge Partner, who's an expert, financial expert. So both of these companies have actually teamed up recently to offer a program that helps Kiwi women get their financial mojo back, especially after a very, very nasty breakup divorce. So, without further ado, let's bring both these ladies to give us more insights about the program, how you can join, what you will get from this program, and everything, the works. Okay, so welcome, ladies. Thank you for accepting our invitation to be a part of our live chat today. It's very, very nice seeing you. So, just for references, I'll call Miss Bridgette Jackson, Miss Brigette Arnold, Miss Arnold, because you both have the first same name.
Yes, that's right.
And spell them very similarly. So
yes, I've got an extra D and that's it. Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so can you tell me, right, what prompted you to start such a program and why Cambridge Partners?
Well, I have been Equal Exes was founded by me, obviously, about 3.5 years ago, and it became very evident with clients, particularly women, that about 75 to 80% of the women that I see have no idea about their finances. We would be undertaking a discovery session with them, so talking about their scenario in depth, and a lot of them had no idea about the finances. They didn't manage them at all. The other partner controlled the finances. They didn't even know. A lot of them didn't even know if they had a mortgage. And I thought, wow, this is really, really not holding them in good stead and empowering them for their future new beginnings. So I reached out to Bridgette. I know Bridgette. I've known Bridgette a long time, actually. It must be at least 20 years. Bridgette actually used to work for my ex-husband.
Oh.
Yeah. And
so I went on the journey with Bridgette.
That's right, absolutely. So Bridgette, or Ms. Arnold, knows all about my scenario in depth, actually. And, I was one of those women who had no idea about finances and made some really bad financial decisions because, I didn't control any of the money. I had a credit card, there was no budget, and I might have paid the odd household bill, but that was about it. So I thought there's got to be a solution to this, because I looked around and there was nothing available in New Zealand, even Australasia, in terms of focusing on making sure that people are empowered. You don't have to, it doesn't have to get to the situation where you learn how to manage your finances when you're getting divorced. You actually, whether you're single or in a relationship, you need to know what you own and owe. You need to be involved in that managing the finances, either yourself or in a partnership. It's imperative. It's vitally important for you to be able to move forward. Absolutely.
Awesome. So the next question is for Miss Arnold. So tell us a bit about Cambridge Partners, and I understand that you have a history with Miss Jackson going far back 20 years, but also Cambridge Partners is a business, so you have other people working. Was it easy to convince your bosses or maybe the higher ups to partner with Miss Jackson on this?
So yes, the Cambridge Partners, we're a wealth advisory firm. We're an independent wealth advisory firm. So that means that we put the client first. We're able to provide investment advice, financial planning that is the right fit for the right person. So we don't accept any commissions. We don't have any of our own product that would encourage us to recommend something that was potentially of a lower speed than what else is available. So we've got our reach nationwide. We've got offices in both Christchurch and Auckland, and we've got a team of about 30 people now. We're on a great growth trajectory. So we're building a team of experts of different areas of specialisation, and a really supportive leadership in encouraging us to meet the client, to meet what clients need and what they're looking for. So when the opportunity came for us to work together with Equal Exes, it wasn't something that was out of our spectrum of surfers offering, because we had seen a number of situations similar to Bridgette, or amongst our variety of and spectrum of clients that who require that building of knowledge, that building of financial capability, to enable them to make really good, strong decisions about their financial well-being. We want to improve their financial well-being, but give them that confidence and those behaviour changes that will ensure that they can go on a journey forward, no matter what their individual situation, age, whether male or female. It's applicable to everyone, and we felt a responsibility to be able to support people to do that.
Awesome. So was this part of a CSR project, or was it like a real something that Cambridge Partner wanted to take on and help women?
Yeah, so personally, I've been involved in this and had a passion towards being an advocate for our clients and for our investors, to ensure that they have that clarity and that have that knowledge to make themselves really good investors. But it is also our way of not so much a giving back or a CSR program. It was just something that we recognise there is a need. And that we want to be a firm, an advisory firm that really delivers support to our clients that is applicable to them. It's not just something that isn't relevant, but is something that they can apply to their everyday living, and in line with Bridgette, people's new journeys in which they're facing a whole lot of new.
Yeah. So back to you, Miss Jackson. So we spoke the last time 7 months ago for the first podcast, and then you mentioned about this program. And
Yes.
so how has the uptake been? When was it launched actually?
Well, it's only just pretty much being launched now, because Cambridge Partners have put 3 resources onto the program, which has been amazing. So there's been a lot of testing over the last 7 months to make sure that we are providing value to our clients. We want an offering that actually is going to make that financial difference in people's lives. So in terms of, we'll have to have another podcast in another few months, and we have to give you the numbers who have taken it up. But we have actually at the moment got some people who have been through divorce and separation or going through it, who have given us some feedback. And one of the feedback that we've got here is from a woman saying, I learned a lot from this program. Mostly I learned what I don't currently know, and will definitely begin using the advice on budgeting straight away. I especially liked having all the links to various resources laid out there, and found the live sorted to be the most useful of my needs. So it's fantastic to obviously take the feedback from those people who are doing it, who we've given the program to for free, and improving and refining what we've already got there. And what I do know through Equal Exes, and actually, Bridgette, I'm about to refer you to someone else shortly today who I've just seen who has no idea about the finances. We've got a number of current and past clients who are really keen to uptake the program. So, this is really the start of something really fantastic for, as I said, anyone in New Zealand. And so, this podcast is fantastic marketing to do our soft launch of the program.
Thank you. Yeah. So Miss Arnold, can you tell us about the program? What do participants learn? Because I'm sure you were the one, your company was the one who did the whole background for the program, right? The work behind the program.
Yeah. But what we did appreciate was that there was a lot out there, but what that created almost a roadblock for people because they didn't know where to start, what to look for. It was almost death by information, and it raised almost a level of panic in people because they didn't quite know, and it also took time for them to try and search for these resources or for these tools, or actually, where do I start? So our intention was to provide that hub or that ecosystem, a one-stop shop or a one-stop platform in which they could have it at their fingertips, and remove any of those barriers. But we also recognise the importance to align ourselves with the Commission for Financial Capability, for example, because it is the national program. A lot of time and effort and research has gone into designing the different modules, the different steps. So that's what we did, was that we didn't reinvent the wheel, we recreated it, we brought it all together, and within that we've focused on, providing those tools for people to make informed decisions. We've provided those questionnaires or those surveys and trying to understand their behaviours to money or their money personality, for example, which can explain spending habits or getting into debt. But it's also, again, about building knowledge and going, what is good, bad, what is debt, what is bad debt. There is a place for each, that you can move ahead, say a mortgage can get you on the property ladder, for example. So, and it just enables people to build that pathway, to have an aligned process that can enable them to set goals and to set, them forward on a good foot and not run into some of the dangers that Bridgette alluded to, that just naturally, without that knowledge or being informed, that you can make mistakes. And so we're here to help correct some of those mistakes, but also prevent some of those issues as well.
So it's a 6 weeks coaching course, right? Is it 6 weeks?
Well, it depends on how long how committed they are to finishing it quickly. Some might take more time, depending on their level of financial capability. Right, Bridgette, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we've built the program with different modules. We do encourage people to run through each of the modules, because it's that saying, you don't know what you don't know, and sometimes you do know some of those modules that you don't need to complete the full program. But again, it's applicable and is encouraged for them to complete each of these modules and to work through it. But again, it's at their own pace. It's in the comfort of their own home. There's nobody, standing at the front of the classroom, because that's what we find the difference between financial capability and financial literacy is. Literacy is more around learning and lessons, when capability is we've created the program with practical applications, or they can populate it relevant to the worksheets, etc., to their situation. So it means that they're actually using it. They are applying it to their life, their situation. So again, that might take more time on things like budgets or working out, what are your assets and your liabilities. But then there's other sections of goal setting. So it's really depends on where that person is in their personal situation, but it is a program and a process that they can work through in the comfort of their own home and at their own pace.
So if they get lost, it's an online course. So if they get lost, they go to the Facebook group and they type the questions there, and then somebody from Cambridge Partner will help them with the answers, right?
Yeah. So there's a live person at the end of whichever medium that they choose, the Facebook or email communication. They will get to talk to someone and answer their questions and work with them.
Okay. Do you accept male participants, or is this just for women only?
Males too, male and females. Yeah,
right.
Anybody, everybody.
Young and old.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Any one-on-one coaching, like 45 minutes from someone from Cambridge Partners. Just
Yeah,
talk.
so what happens with us is we refer clients who want some help in terms of financial advice and or doing the financial capability program. So they have 15 minutes to 30 minutes with Bridgette or other advisors in the first instance, and that can be done obviously online or that can be done in person.
Okay. So, Ms. Jackson, so which point of the consultation would you offer this program? Because I believe not everyone will be suited for.
No. There are a small percentage, probably 20 to 25% of women who do manage the finances and do know what they own and owe. And in my business, I would see 65% women, 35% men, and the men undoubtedly seem to know their finances better, understand their finances better than women do. So when we have a discovery session, that's the first session that we have generally. We might have a 15-minute phone consultation, but after that, we either meet online or in person. We talk about their scenario in depth. We talk about their greatest concerns. We talk about the outcomes that they need. And invariably, it comes out once we talk about what they own and owe that their financial knowledge may be fantastic, but also they might be financially illiterate. So we establish a plan, and included within that plan after that session is a focus on making sure that they move to be financially independent and empowered about their finances.
Okay, so great. So it's also said in the the write up that you use plain English. So what was the thinking behind this, Miss Arnold?
Yeah. So there's nothing more confronting when there's language used that you don't understand, or it can also put people off. So again, it's just part of us wanting to encourage that there's no reason for why people can't participate in this program or feel that they have the capability to do it. They just more need to find the time. So it's really important to talk clearly, to not confuse, to not bring forward these connotations of this is out of my league, this is out of my capability, so it's not for me. So by making it in plain English, everyone can relate, everyone young and old from all backgrounds, all experience, there's no discrimination there for people that could potentially prevent them from participating and understanding. Because if you don't understand what you're doing, then that's not going to lead towards the behavioural change. So it was really important for us to feel confident that any form of jargon or any language that would be confusing would prevent people from carrying on, because we do want people to start and to finish the program.
Okay, great. So I want this question. I asked this question to Miss Jackson. So I've asked you like what are some of the payment options available, but then I realized that people who come to you, they're quite well heeled because the service.
Oh, well, no, sometimes that's not the case. Well, they may have money, obviously, but they haven't got access to it. So hence why they're coming to see us, because they haven't settled, they haven't received an interim payment. So there is a payment option available. The cost of the program is $3.99, including GST New Zealand dollars. And if that's added on to one of the divorce coaching packages, we can finance that. We can absolutely. We've got an external funder who will fund that for people over a 12-month period, and some exceptions, 18 months.
Oh, okay. So interest-free?
Interest-free? No, unfortunately not. No, it's probably about the same as a credit card. But we want that price point for us is accessible and affordable for people. And, we are fortunate to have a external funder who is able to help people manage the payments over a 12-month period. But unfortunately, no, it's very difficult to get that interest-free.
Yeah. Awesome, no worries. So Miss Arnold, I think you touched about this a bit just now, but I maybe would want to expand further. So everything Googleable these days and on YouTube, but then they'd be skeptical about why should I pay $399 for this course. So what do you have to say about that?
Yes, so Google can be our friend, and then it's often cannot be our friend. particularly when it comes to finances and investment. Within New Zealand, I mean, you've got different regulators, but within New Zealand, we have the FMA, the Financial Markets Authority, and we have to become authorised to provide financial advice. So that again adds a level of security for the clients, for example, that Bridgette refers, that they know that when they are talking to someone, that they are getting qualified and quantified financial advice. It's not, the world according to Dr. Google or, other experts out there. There is a layer of financial advice that is provided, that is given to clients, so they again can feel confident in some of these decisions and identifying their financial journey, well-being and planning. It is not just, again, it's very common for people to turn to friends or family or, getting given advice, or, at the barbecue or whatever it might be. So this is, again, another way in which we can form part of that, trusted advice, that trusted circle of expertise, that they, again, know that they are making good, strong and recommended and advisable decisions.
Alrighty. So, Ms. Jackson, back to you. Can you tell us some of the unique selling points of this program? Nothing that you've mentioned before, something else that we don't know.
Well, there's a number. We could spend half an hour talking about them all. But, in terms of whether people are at the start of their financial journey or, they're wanting to upskill, the program really will help users to understand their financial position and learn how to make better financial informed decisions, okay? And it will help people to feel empowered and independent in terms of their finances, so not hyperventilating about the fact that they have to put together a budget, for example, as Bridgette alluded to earlier. Education about money management and how finances actually work, because as we've touched on, and we don't get in New Zealand, you don't learn how to manage your finances when you're a child. You don't learn in schools, and that's something that is happening and needs to happen on a wider basis. Upskilling of people's financial capability means people become financially savvy, right? And that's really important in this current time, particularly when living costs are getting worse and worse. Everything's going up, and it's becoming very, very expensive just to afford the day-to-day items. And educating those who want to diversify and learn to invest in different platforms and shares, all sorts of things. And in terms of the specific program, it can assist you and you'll learn how to pay off your mortgage faster. You'll learn about money personalities. Are you a spender? Are you a saver, for example? And that's really useful for a lot of people, because it allows them to go, if you're a spender, and go, okay, I'm a spender, so now I don't need that new TV, because I now know what my personality is like. And instead I'll go for a walk or go for a jog, rather than let my emotions take over and, I rack up the credit card, for example. 5 hire purchase hacks. You'll learn to the pitfalls of buy now, pay later, for example. There's a lot of that, the lay-bys and all of that that's around. Which Bridgette also talked about what is good debt and what is bad debt. Talked about mortgages being, good debt because it gets you into the housing market. All sorts of things. How to keep financially fit with budgeting and goal setting, and how New Zealand's retirement option, KiwiSaver, for example, is the government gives away free money, so you should be getting some of that, absolutely on a monthly basis, and you need to top that up. And realising what the true cost of debt is, so what short-term and high-interest debt are and what they can do to your credit rating, because having a bad credit rating can have huge consequences for you across the board, potentially even getting a job. So yes, all those sort of things and more. It's a unique program, and nothing ever before has been created and developed here in New Zealand. So it's a really fantastic opportunity for all of those people. I would hate to think how many thousands of people, obviously including myself, in the earlier days, don't know how to manage your money. It is a real struggle for many people to be able to make the commitment to educating themselves and empowering themselves that actually this is a really positive thing for everybody to do, and we all need to do it, whether we're single or whether we're in a relationship.
Yeah, that's great. So, Miss Arnold, the question is, what is the face value of this course? So we were talking earlier, investment bankers, anything investment, they're never cheap. The advice is never cheap because they have, in Australia, they have ASICs where they give you a set of financial license, and then only then you are able to give out financial advice, right? So the cost to me is reasonable. So what is the actual face value? So you're pricing it at 399, but what are they getting for? Are they getting it for more?
So the value of it is invaluable because
Yeah,
again, it
priceless.
lines up with creating those behaviors and creating that financial well-being. We all need more well-being in our life, and particularly financial well-being, because it is one of the largest causes of stress, particularly, well, for everyone, but there is a huge amount of stress for women who are suddenly in that driver's seat of managing the finances for not only themselves, but might be for their children as well. So it's invaluable. We have put it at a price point that again gives it value as well, because again we need to know that, like you say, there is a layer of expertise, there is a layer of support here. And so, again, it just enables people to appreciate the value, to encourage them to work through the program, but not at a value that isn't attainable for people. You can easily plan, save for it, talk to us, how can this form part of their budget, part of their affordability going forward. But again, the outcome will be so beneficial, no matter, young, again, what age bracket, what personal situation. And we've given a lot of our time to it. Maybe that's part of our social responsibility that we are, as a firm, as advisors, we're tying that in, but we understand the benefit and the value that we are giving back.
And we, on behalf of Equal Exes, we are really appreciative of the incredible support that Cambridge Partners has been giving Equal Exes, and obviously as a flow on to that, our clients that then become their clients, in some cases.
Yeah, so it's like how do I say? You're both helping each other, right?
That's right, and I think that's it's about partnerships now and people working together, collaborations to be able to to improve people's lives, and that's that gives us a really great feeling.
So just one last question: does the program touches on taxes, because that's a complicated topic? Sometimes the men folks are the ones that are doing all the taxes. So after a breakup, I was wondering if the program would teach you about that as well.
Yeah, it covers about everything that someone needs to consider. So that, expendable income, how to compartmentalize, how to budget, how to plan for taxes, for savings, whether establishing an emergency fund, for example, that can cover you for, say, up to 3 months, which will enable you not to rely on debt. It encourages you, to pay yourself first. Then what can you set aside for savings, investment, all of that. So it definitely covers everything and all requirements of your income, of your funds that you have, and how best to strategically pivot, locate, allocate, for per situation, per personal circumstance. But yeah, it's all in there.
Awesome. All right. And that's all the time that we have for today. We have just been speaking to Equal Exes founder, Miss Bridget Jackson, and Cambridge Partners financial expert, Miss Brigette Arnold. Thank you, ladies, for joining us today.
Thank you very
Thanks for
much. It's
having
been an
us.
absolute privilege to chat to you again, June. Would love to come back.
Of
Yeah.
course. I love chatting with you. Anyway, thank you so much. So this has been our YouTube live session. And you can check if you've not watched us live. The recording will be live available soon. And don't forget to subscribe to dailystraits.com YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Hang on.